What do you do if someone dear to you, your partner, cheats on you? And after that partner has sworn their fealty, their devotion, their love, their dependency on you and your love, and yet, lo and behold, you find that they have been disloyal, have betrayed you, have cheated on you. What does the devotee, what does the high-minded person with spiritual ideals, how do they take that exactly? Well, in the lineage of self-realization, which in America came to us through Paramahansa Yogananda, he reminds us that human behavior is ever unreliable until one has achieved spiritual freedom. And that's important for all of us. I have also found inspiration or help from that Christian expression that goes, there but for the grace of God go I. So when we see someone who hurts us or is not behaving properly even in general, we might take a moment to reflect that, well, maybe I've done that before, or maybe if I were in those circumstances, I might end up doing the same thing. So a certain amount of compassion, it's not an endorsement of what the other person has done, but it's an understanding that any of us could be doing that. Now, beyond that, of course, when you've been hurt in that way, you can develop a certain reluctance to get back involved with that person, and I would certainly endorse that. Don't fall back into that trap, at least not so readily. On the other hand, even worse than that is the tendency to close one's heart and to not be open to perhaps another relationship, even though probably, obviously, you would like that on some level. And so it takes a certain amount of inner strength to accept the trials and tribulations, the slings and arrows of life, and stand up and still be a loving person, still be open to other people, and not close down your heart. And so to have an affirmation, I am strong in myself, I am complete in myself. All that I seek awaits discovery within my own self. And so when we're hurt, we want to cover up the wound and be protective of it. And that is really the greatest danger. Oh, I suppose you might also be angry and resentful towards that person, and you may need to ask God at least to forgive this person and help you to forgive him as well. Naturally, those are all some of the downsides of having been betrayed in this way. But in the end, the biggest challenge is to stand up again and be open and be loving and be courageous and strong in yourself. You might, for example, ask yourself, well, what did I do wrong? Well, it's a fair question, but maybe it's not about you at all. Maybe this is more that person's failing, as it were. And for you, your challenge is to stay strong in yourself and not be beaten down by this. So there's a lot of different ramifications to this, but they're all good for the soul. They are all intended to make you stronger, more centered in yourself, more able to forgive, able to love. So this, although you wouldn't desire such a thing in your life, it's a wonderful opportunity, particularly in this day and age of relationships that come and go, to learn to be more stronger in yourself, more centered, more self-sufficient emotionally and otherwise and spiritually. One of the great lessons then I'll close with is to redirect your love to the source of love, to God, to Guru, because they are loyal. Loyalty is the first law of God. Being able to stick with your commitment is necessary to achieve success in anything, including relationships. And yet, given our culture, the failure to do so on the part of some people is part of what we live with in this day and age. So be strong, be loving, and understand that the only love that can be requited is the unconditional love of God. Pray then to God for the strength to be able to love God ever more purely.